I am here with Cez, our recent graduate of the London Real Business Accelerator. Cez, tell us about you. Where are you from? What do you do?
Well, thank you for having me here for the first.
My pleasure.
I'm originally from Poland. Grew up there, and when I was about 20, 21, I moved to UK, and I've been here for past 11 years. And that was a crazy journey when I start actually living in different country, and I came here for 1 year only at the beginning to learn language. I was at university at that time back in Poland, and I took a 1 year sabbatical, and I thought after 1 year I'm going to come back, but then I saw the opportunities coming from the country when only slowly start changing the mentality and trying to get used to democracy. I saw the actual real freedom of doing whatever you want to do in UK, and I was hooked, and I never came back from that. So 11 years later, I've graduated here in UK with a sport rehab diploma. After 3 years of being here, I started university. Then after university, I took off my passion, which was I started skydiving during the university, and I was really involved with Skydive Society and with social clubs at university as well. So that was like I had a full-time degree, full-time pretty much running the club, and part-time job at the same time. I was crazy busy, but really good time of my life. And then I realized that this is the journey I want to go. This is the direction I want to go with, having fun. And then I found a good job in the same industry. And ever since, I was working in a place when I was actually teaching people how to fly. And yeah, it's been
How
a
to
passion.
skydive.
How to skydive, yeah. It's indoor skydive place. So we're actually teaching everyone. As we like to call it, we're delivering the dream of flight to everyone. We can fly from 3-4 years old up to, there's no age limit for that. So it's pretty much incredible to help people achieving the dream.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy.
I find that most of the people that came on our accelerator were kind of at a transition point in their life, or a crossroads. They didn't know if they were going to go this way or that way. Was that something like that happening with you?
For sure, yes. It was, like I said, I discovered my passion like when I was at uni, when I started actually doing the skydiving itself. I knew that this is going to be something I'm going to stick for a long time, and that was the first thing I actually found I can stick for a long time, because I was the kind of guy I would always try something and I got bored very quickly and I just move on to something else and never really finished. But this one was like, I want to be really good at it, and actually getting the job in the place when I got with indoor skydiving allowed me to reach the skill level, because skydiving is more than just getting yourself out of the plane. It's all about the flying skills as well, the stuff you can do with your body, and the art of flying is pretty incredible. And I knew that I would have to use wind tunnel for that, and getting the job, it was perfect. But then now it's been 4.5 years when I was within the job, and I'm very ambitious, and I can always I need to see another step where I'm going, and it's sort of the place when I work, it's only small, so you only can progress people to the certain level. And I reached a little plateau about 2 years ago, and that's when I start thinking I need to start really, I want to travel more, I want to have a little bit more financial freedom, I need to challenge myself even more as well. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years, trying to find that way of getting stable financially, as well as still be able to continue with the passion, or maybe share the idea of having fun, the fifth rule, but to more people, and that's what I've been chasing for the past 2 years, and then I found you guys.
And how did you find London Real, and why London Real?
The first time, it was a good friend of mine who actually introduced me to the first interview, How to Make Money. That was with Alex Icon,
yeah.
Yes, and I was absolutely blown away by the whole story, Alex and Mimi, and I've read all the books what he recommended, and I've listened to all his interviews, and I was passionately following. So I just got stuck with him, like, and for a long time, and I tried to really absorb the mentality, because I'm a big believer of law of attraction and gratitude, and really following, like, achieving the dreams, having the vision board, and it all sort of clicked. It's all resonated very quickly, and I think that's how I also learn about e-commerce, and I start learning more about how to create an online business, and then I start thinking about money more, and then it was money, let's make it. And I started business with a niche I didn't have a clue about. That was with mole netting, the gardening stuff, and I was selling that online. I set it up, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it, every single moment of it. After 3 months, the orders start coming, and I was like, what are you doing? Why do you want to do it? I didn't understand the concept of why at that point as well. And I was very confused. And that's when I just scrap everything up, and I handed over that business to my sister, and I start carry on with working and watching more interviews and trying to get more knowledge. And then the London Academy came over, and I hesitated for a long time, but I knew I needed to be part of it. And after one webinar, we did a breathing exercise. I warmed up, and I was like, right, there it is, click, and I'm a member. And ever since, yeah, it's been 3-4 months. I think my mind just turned 180 degrees now. It's incredible.
And why take the Business Accelerator? Because it's an investment, time and money, and you had to really trust us. What made you decide to make that decision?
I was very confused still, and I've seen the stories of people who actually been through the accelerator, and the biggest story was Chris Albert, who the reason why it sort of resonated with me, it was because I had on the back of my head, I had that idea about introducing the brand of extreme sports and extreme activities, and trying to make myself of the person who can actually show the people a different part of life, where you can keep challenging yourself, you can discover, like, you can break your fears, but in a sort of I've never been good at sports as such, like playing football or anything like that, but I found it really fascinating how easy it was for me to cross that barrier of fear and then actually be good at extreme stuff like paragliding and skydiving, for example, and I always seek more. And because I watched his story when he said it, that he was his life accelerator, I thought that I need something where I can, first of all, somebody can kick my butt a little bit, so I knew that I'm going to be pushed, I'm going to be challenged, so I wanted that. I knew that I have to invest, because otherwise I will give up, and I wanted to learn. I wanted to really find out what else is in there, what I can shift to make it happen, because I've seen that something is not working. I was very confused.
What were those first 2 weeks like? Being on the course, the things we asked you to do, meeting the other members of the class.
The first 2 weeks they were not that intense, but the first moment I remember when I was really surprised when we started practicing the pitching, and I think the first call with Alex, when the first thing he said, pitch me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Pitch me, come on. I'm like, pitch you what? Pitch me your idea, pitch me you. Like, what? What do you want? What are you talking about? And like, I wanted this, I wanted that, I wanted that. It was all crazy. I was so stressed. I'm like, I finished the call and I sat down and I'm like, what's just happened? It's like, I blanked. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I want to do. I didn't know, pretty much. I was completely out of the words. And that got me very hard, because, and I like, why I'm so scared to speak to somebody about my dream, about my goal. And that was the first down point, I have to say. And the first moment where I said, like, that's not for me. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But I promised myself I won't give up, and I just keep going through. Like, I remember listening to your voice. Just believe it. Believe in the process. I was like, what are you talking about, the process? What is it? So yeah, that was the first moment in the first 2 weeks, because I remember that was the second week of when we keep going with that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, it's hard at first. Some of these things are really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you don't realize until you actually do it.
Yeah,
because that's a big part of everything what we went through.
What were the other members in the group like? What was it like when you log on to that private Facebook group and see all these different kinds of people from around the world posting their ideas? What did you think of that first?
It was, at the beginning, it was overwhelming because you asked us to keep posting more videos and do another pitch, do another hero's journey, and everybody posted 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, and it's like you're scrolling down through that page and you're like, what is going on? So many people, you're trying to find something, but you don't know, you're trying to think about you. And it was really overwhelming for sure. Those kind of things slowly start slowing down and you start picking people you being more sort of drawn towards, like you be interested, or maybe sort of finding the relationships, and that's when it got a little bit more sort of selective in a way, and I can see the big value of having so many other people, because now even when we met last night, you're thinking how many people we know now. Thanks to that, we can always come back and then possibly even partnership at some point. So
yeah, it's an amazing network. Yeah. When was your first win on the course where you're like, man, I'm really liking this and I'm having some success here?
I think the vlogs. I was really waiting for the vlogs as well. I have to be honest, I practiced some before, but I've never posted anything. I've practiced recording. I went on a really cool holiday to Spain at the beginning of the year, and I've recorded every single day. I've recorded my first wingsuit flight, but I was so bad at it. And when I look at it, I had a massive beard as well. The beard was I had a face and a beard, and I was hoping I can use the footage from that, but it'll be a little bit, nobody would recognize me on that one, that's for first. And second, I was just so bad with talking so much rubbish, but I really waited for that, and I've done the first and second, and I think I realized how much work is involved in that. Really doing good content and sitting. I sat on the first vlog. I sat till 3 o'clock in the morning, just try to make it perfect and make it really pretty. Because I put a lot of pride into that, even though I don't really have such experience in the media or anything. I like to play with my computer and try to figure out this stuff. So I was learning at the same time, trying to make a good. But that was really good, because then, as soon as I've done it, I post a little bit about myself, and the response from people around was incredible. I posted straight on my Facebook, and people were asking for more, and I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, your vlogs were amazing. Your personality really comes out in the vlogs.
Really?
And you spend a lot of time on them, and I noticed those right away.
Thank you.
So yeah, I would say keep vlogging whatever you do, because that's when people really get to see your passion about what you do. Really, really important. Looking back on the whole course, what was another challenging thing? Something that you either struggled with and pushed through or learned about, besides the pitch?
Besides the pitch, I don't know if you remember, I've emailed you at some point. I sent you the message saying Brian, help me. What is going on over here? Possibly that was week 4, I believe. Yeah. And I didn't understand anything what was going on. I completely lost the track of what was my idea, what was my my business plan as well, and then suddenly, because we have to narrow it down to such a small, tiny little niche, and I didn't understand the concept of niche. It was everything was going on so fast that I really lost on that one, and I was desperate. I was like, I need to do it, and when I messaged you, and then you came back to me, it's like, well, yeah, you need to figure out yourself, and I'm like, really? That's all? and you're right. And I had to sit down and really think about it. That the biggest challenge of all that was believing that, okay, you're not doing it for Brian. I'm not doing it for Alex, who's mentoring me. I'm not doing this for the guys from BA. I'm doing it for myself with my idea, what I want to share, and then I'm doing it for people who are actually gonna resonate with that, the people who are actually going to believe in the idea. So I sort of try to impress at the start, and it's been going on for about 5 or even nearly 6 weeks. I think webinar was the moment when I really realized that, and that was I wouldn't say a big mistake, but that was a big lesson. That was a huge lesson, that I should just trust what is inside and then follow that and then really believe it. Rather than trying to just show off and then she's like, yeah, I can do it. I do the best. You know, I can score the best in that way. And I think that's what sort of trapped me at some point. That's when I was desperate like that, because like, tell me what to do. Yeah, grab my hand, pull me in.
We try not to do that.
Yeah, that's good.
What are you going to take away most from this course? What do you think you're going to be using for the next few years?
Definitely the tools what we've learned are incredible. Like it almost sounds like all these challenges what we had to do in terms of the actual work, it's very easy. It's nothing really, for me at least, I found it that, okay, well, actually the social media part of it and hacking the social media, how to help to create the followers, that is incredible value in there. And that's for sure is something what I never understood to that point. But everything else is just, the structure of it is so good that I know I can use it with any sort of business I would ever start, and I can come back in tomorrow and start over again. I'll probably do it within a couple of weeks, but that's this part, like working part. But now mental part, it's huge. I think I'm still sort of processing what is happening, the shift in my head, like coming from the self-belief and trusting my decisions, trusting my gut, and really going for it, and put lots of work into it as well, which I didn't understand. Sort of, I would say, is a cliche, that 4-hour work week screwed me over a little bit, because I believed it so much that I never read the book till the end. I just read half of it. I was like, oh, this is easy, yeah, this is cool. Right. That was 2008. I read it in 2014. It was a little bit too late for that.
What does the Cez look like today who didn't take that course? How is that guy different?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. When I look at myself back before, or at the very beginning, when I joined the academy, and I think when I post first 3 or 4 videos, that was embarrassing. Like watching myself, I didn't recognize this guy, because it was like watching me 10 years ago. That's how it felt. It felt like I'm watching a little kid, just wandering around. It's like, hello, I'm Cez, what's going on? And within 8 weeks, plus maybe a couple of weeks of actually being a member as well, and talking to people like Jabal, like we have a very good relationship, and we talk nearly every week, and really opened my mind to understand, to connect my head with my heart, which I was just going with my head for definitely 2 years. Last 2 years, it was just pure logic only, and try to understand everything and know what to do, rather than really feel. So, I was disconnected, and I feel connected.
Very nice. To someone who's not sure if they should take the accelerator or not, what do you tell them?
Well, if they are at the point where they really don't know what to do, but they feel that itch inside of them that they can do more than they are at the moment, there's no doubt that this is going to change their life completely. And it's funny, like when you say that people who don't have an idea, or maybe people who have an idea, it doesn't really matter. It is definitely a life-changing experience, and for everyone who, depending on this, like it doesn't really relate to what stage of the business they might be, because there are some people who've been quite successful and they learn completely different aspect of the business. Thanks to that, they can probably move forward to something else. But for people like myself, who are a little bit lost and trying to find a way of progression within life, it's something for everyone in there, and they definitely are gonna find it useful. So I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen in the next 2 years, and I cannot wait to see where this is gonna go. So I hope I'll be back over here at some point, and I would say this is what happened, because at this moment I feel the change inside of me. Now it's time to get out and leave it. I actually live it. So,
Yeah, live it and show the world.
yeah.
The biggest things I noticed about you is when you started doing those vlogs, I could feel your passion. And whenever you connect with your passion, I think you attract all this energy to you. And if you keep doing that, and then find those people that come to you and they're just like, wow, I really like that. You know, Cez, tell me more, teach me more. What can I learn from you? And I remember we had, you know, brainstormed some ideas and been like, okay, well, you know, maybe you can teach someone what they can learn about themselves when they do an extreme activity. You don't even have to teach them the extreme activity. And there's a lot you can do there. So I'm really excited about your future and the fact that you've kind of embraced this whole piece. And I think if you keep doing that and following the blueprint, you will be successful.
Yeah, thank you. I think I already am, in a way,
Yeah.
in my head, after what has just happened.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this course.
Thank you.
And stay in touch.
See you soon.
Cheers, Cez.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.